2.2 Logic. A statement is any sentence that is true or false. The truth or falsity of the statement is known as its truth value. Statements are often represented by a single letter. For example, P equals Richmond is a city in Virginia. The truth value of statement P is true. The negation of a statement has the opposite meaning as well as the opposite truth value. The negation of statement P is written tilde P. The negation of statement P would be Richmond is not a city in Virginia. The truth value of this statement is false. Compound statements. Two or more statements can be combined into a compound statement. When the two statements are joined by the word and, the statement is known as a conjunction. In a conjunction, both parts of the statement have to be true for the conjunction to be true. When you join two parts of a compound statement with the word or, the statement is known as a disjunction. In a disjunction, only one part of the statement must be true for the disjunction to be true. Let's look at conjunctions. The symbol for conjunction is arrow up. This symbol is read and. For example, P arrow up Q is read P and Q. For this conjunction to be true, both P and Q must be true. Here's an example. Consider the following statements. P, Richmond is a city in Virginia. Q, Richmond is the state capital. First, decide whether the statements are true or false. We know P is true, because Richmond is a city in Virginia. Richmond is the state capital. That is also true. Okay, so if you join these two statements with the word and, you get the conjunction Richmond is a city in Virginia and Richmond is the state capital. Since both of those statements are true, the conjunction is true. Let's look at some more examples. Conjunctions. Using the following statements, write a compound statement based on the symbols provided. Then list the truth value as either true or false. We've already written the statements for you, but P is a foot is 14 inches. Q says September has 30 days. Again, first we're going to decide whether these are true or false. P says a foot is 14 inches. We know that's false. Let's mark that with an F. Q says September has 30 days. That's true. So now we can look at our conjunctions. The first one is P and Q. So we would write a foot is 14 inches and September has 30 days. We know a foot is 14 inches is false. September has 30 days is true. Since this says and, they both have to be true, and since they're not, the conjunction is false. Let's look at the second one. The second one is read, not P and Q. So not P would be a foot does not have 14 inches, and September has 30 days. Okay, a foot does not have 14 inches is now true, and September has 30 days is true. Since both of these are true, the entire statement is true. Let's look at disjunctions. The symbol for disjunction is arrow down. This symbol is read or. For example, P arrow down Q is read P or Q. For this disjunction to be true, either P or Q must be true. Let's use two different statements to create a disjunction. P says Virginia Beach is a city in Virginia. Q is Virginia Beach is the capital of Virginia. Well, P is true because it is a city in Virginia, but Virginia Beach is not the capital, so that would be false. So if we create a disjunction by joining these two statements with the word or, we get the statement Virginia Beach is a city in Virginia or Virginia Beach is the capital of Virginia. Since only one of those has to be true, then the disjunction is true. Using the following two statements, write a compound statement based on the symbols provided, then list their truth value as either true or false. Again, we've written those for you so you don't have a lot of writing to do. Let's look at our statements. P, a triangle has 3 sides. Q, a right angle has 90 degrees. R, a week has 8 days. So P, a triangle has 3 sides, is true. Q, a right angle has 90 degrees, is also true. R, a week has 8 days, we know that's false. So P or Q would be a triangle has 3 sides or a right angle is 90 degrees. So a triangle has 3 sides, we know is true. A right angle has 90 degrees, that's also true. we only need one of them to be true, but they're both true, so we know that the entire disjunction is true. Let's look at the next one. This is read, not Q or R. So not Q would be a right angle does not have 90 degrees, or R is a week has 8 days. A right angle does not have 90 degrees is false. And we have or a week has 8 days, that is also false. So at least one of them needs to be true, but neither one of them is in this statement, so we would make this false. Those are disjunctions. Okay, practice. Identify the truth value for each conjunction and disjunction. Okay, and we've got up here, we've got P, which is 10 plus 8 equals 17. We know that's false. Q, September has 30 days. That's true. R, a rectangle has 4 sides. That's also true. Number 1 says P and Q. So P, 10 plus 8 equals 17, and Q, September has 30 days. 10 plus 8 equals 17 is false, and September has 30 days. That's true, and we have to have both of them true. Since only one of them is true, this statement is false. Number 2, P or R. P again, 10 plus 8 equals 17, or R is a rectangle has 4 sides. 10 plus 8 equals 17, false. Rectangle has 4 sides, true. Since it's or, we only need one of them to be true, and we have one, so therefore the statement is true. 3, we have Q or R. Q is September has 30 days, or a rectangle has 4 sides. September has 30 days, true. Rectangle has 4 sides, also true. We only need one of them to be true, but they're both true, so the entire statement is true. Number 4, P and not R. P is 10 plus 8 equals 17, and a rectangle does not have 4 sides. 10 plus 8 equals 17, false. A rectangle does not have 4 sides, also false. Since both of these are false, we need them both to be true. Our entire statement is false. Let's look at Venn diagrams. Conjunctions can also be represented by Venn diagrams. In our original example of conjunctions, Richmond is a city in Virginia and Richmond is the state capital. Richmond is a member of both groups, cities in Virginia and state capitals. So it can be placed where the two groups intersect. It's a state capital and it's a city in Virginia, so it's going to be a member of both circles, so it's going to end up right there. That's where R would be. Over here we could put things like Tallahassee, Albany. Over here we could have Charlottesville, Henrico, things like that. But the only ones that would fit here is Richmond. Okay. The Venn diagram at the right represents the number of students enrolled in Monique's dance school for tap, jazz, and ballet classes. How many students are enrolled in all 3 classes? Okay, for them to be in all 3 classes, they have to be a member of all 3 circles. So it's going to be in this circle, it's going to be in this circle, and it's going to be in this circle down here. The only one that is in all 3 circles is the 9 right here. So our answer for number 1 would be 9. Number 2 says how many students are enrolled in tap or ballet. So that means they could be in either one of those circles. They could be in the tap circle or the ballet circle. So that's going to include all of these numbers that are in either one of these 2 circles. I'm only going to count each of them once. So I've got 28 plus 13 is 41, plus 9 is 50, plus 25 is 75, plus 17 is 92, plus 8 is 100, plus 20 is 120. So in either one of those circles, it's 120. Number 3 says how many students are enrolled in jazz and ballet, but not tap. Okay, so if they're in jazz and ballet, they have to be in this circle and in this circle, and that would be these 2 right here where they overlap, 9 and 25. But it says not tap, so we can't include the ones that are in the tap circle, so our answer to that one is just going to be 25. Okay, let's review. The Venn diagram at the right represents the number of students who attend homecoming activities at Lee Davis last year. Use the figures in the diagram to answer questions 1 through 5. Number 1 says how many students went to the dance. Okay, dance would be in this circle, and that would be both of these numbers here, which would be 200. The next one says how many students went to the dance and the game. Okay, they went to both of them. They went to the dance and the game. The one that's in both of those circles is that number right there, which is 50. 3, how many students went to the dance or the game? So they could be in either circle, either this circle or this circle. Well, we're only going to count this number once. But we're just going to add up all these numbers here. So 150 plus 50 is 200, plus 200 is 400. Number 4 says how many students went to neither the dance or the game. That means they're not in these circles. Well, that would be this number down here. They didn't go to either one of those, and that would be 1,300. And then we want to know the total number of students at the school. So that would include all of these, and this one. Again, we're only counting this one once. So we would do 200 plus 200 is 400 plus 1,300 is 1,700 for the total number of students at the school. And let's review. Supply 1 or 2 words to complete each sentence. 2 or more statements can be joined to form a compound statement. A statement that is formed by joining 2 statements with the word or is called a disjunction. The truth or falsity of a statement is called its truth value. A statement that is formed by joining 2 statements with the word and is called a conjunction. And a statement that has the opposite truth value and the opposite meaning is a negation. You need to make sure that you remember all those words. Let's do a little practice with Venn diagrams again. Okay, in class of 310 students, 80 students participated in clubs, 115 participate in sports, and 25 participate in both. In the space below, create a Venn diagram that illustrates this relationship. Okay, so first we're going to draw a circle there, and a circle there, and we'll label this clubs, and this will be sports over here, and now we need to put in the numbers. Okay, well, what we're going to start in the middle, the ones that participate in both, because we're going to have to subtract that number from the total number of students that are in sports and clubs. So start with 25 in the middle. Up here it says 80 students participate in clubs. So we're going to start with 80. We have to take out this 25, which leaves 55 students only in clubs. This is just clubs. This is clubs and sports. Together, they add up to the total number of students that are in the clubs, which is 80. Okay, on this side, we start out with total participating in sports, which is 115. Then we subtract 25 out from that. That gives us 90 that participate in sports only. Again, these two have to add up to this number here. And now we need to find out the ones that don't participate in anything, because we want a number down here. We started with 310, and then we're going to have to subtract out the ones that are in these numbers. So we're going to start with 310 and subtract 55, 25, and 90, and that leaves us with 140 who do not participate in anything. And that is the end of the notes for this section.